Let's get into one of the first locks that I see. Um, it's gonna be first leg of this parlay. It's gonna be none other than Taylor Lapilus. Now he's gonna fight against Vince Morales. This is gonna be a somewhat of a short notice fight for both men, actually. And before we get into that, actually, let's look at the odds for this. So Taylor Lapilus right now, he's a minus 365, opened up at a minus 300 on Bet Online, as you guys can see here. Few reasons why I think he's a lock and why I would like to have him as a parlay piece. First off, this is going to be a short notice fight for both men. I think that Taylor, he's shown throughout his career that he's just a professional. This guy has came in first in the UFC. I think he went 2-1, came back, and he also has a 2-1 record. So he has a high winning percentage. I think that this fight is more often than not is going to go to decision. And in a decision type of fight, I mean, you guys can just see here. I mean, Taylor Lapilus, he wins most of his fights by decision. Vince Morales, this is going to be his second stint in the UFC. I think he went like 3-5 or something like that in his first stint. He's obviously going to be hungry to make a statement, prove that he belongs in the UFC. I think that's going to play right into the hands of a guy like Taylor Lapilus, who's a professional. I think he's just going to move around, snipe Morales from range, even when they get into clinch situations, or if Morales, for some reason, decides to grapple, which I don't think he will. I think he might try, but I don't think he has the ability to take down Taylor Lapilus. I mean, Taylor Lapilus, the only guy he's been taken down by so far in the UFC and controlled is, I think, in his first in the UFC, Eric Garcia. He ended up actually, I think, losing that fight, I believe, and he got controlled by Farid Basharat as well. So I don't see Vince Morales as a grappler who can do that. I mean, if you guys just look at the stats from his UFC stints, this guy averages 0.14 takedowns a fight, 25% takedown accuracy. He has been showing an improved grappling game outside the UFC after he got cut, but I don't think that's going to be enough to beat a guy like Taylor Lapilus. This guy has a 78% takedown defense. He's shown that he has great takedown defense, great defensive grappling. It took Farid Basharat 16 takedown attempts, just being ferocious, landing 5 of them. I think he controlled, obviously, Lapilus for a majority of that fight, but Morales is not Farid Basharat. So I don't think that's going to happen. So if that's the case, I think it's going to be a mainly stand-up battle. I think Morales is just going to be too aggressive early on, trying to make a statement, trying to perhaps finish the fight. And I think he's going to play into a lot of counters that Taylor Lapilus is going to have on him. So I think Taylor Lapilus, he has Morales covered in a lot of areas in this fight. And I see him winning via decision, but I wouldn't rule out a KO even. I think this might be a time where Lapilus can pull off a KO just because of that. I think the aggression and the recklessness that Morales might throw in this fight, coming back into the UFC trying to prove a point. So give me Taylor Lapilus here as the first leg of our parlay.